Yeah.
Hey, Mr. J, it's Jordan.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Yeah.
I'm Jordan. We talked over the phone. We had an appointment.
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
Well,
Come in.
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You mind if we sit at the kitchen table and help things move a little bit faster?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Please take a sit.
Cool. How's your day going so
Yeah,
far?
good. You good? I knew you were coming, but I had a lot of stuff going out this morning for me, so I was like, hey, let me just take care of stuff right now. Boy, you can go on.
I got you.
Keep going.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, so you were saying that that you had to make time for me and everything?
Yes, sir. I had to make time. I knew you were coming, but I forgot. I knew you were coming, but I still forgot because I had to take care of a lot of stuff. But hey, you're here now. Let's just go over with it. So what you got for me?
Okay, what I got for you? Alright, cool. So again, the reason I was reaching out to you that we're here today is because your friend Timmy actually sponsored you to receive some no-cost benefits.
You told me about you.
And so yes, sir. It's actually a 3-part program. The first part is pretty much the no-cost benefits that you're sponsored to receive. The second part is actually just we actually have opportunity to extend the benefits to pretty much your family and friends, different things like that. And then the third one's ultimately the supplemental benefits as well.
Right.
So we're starting to go is get into the no-cost benefits, and I got you. Yeah,
The house and laptop should be open.
gotcha. Cool. So what do you do for work?
Yeah, I'm a construction engineer. I do construction.
Oh, hey.
Yes, sir.
How long you been doing it for?
13 years.
Wow, okay.
Well, it's a new year now, so 14 years.
I see you like one of the managers and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a manager.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So what part of town do you work on?
What part of what?
What part of town?
I work all over the world, man. I'm actually on leave right now. I make over $1 million every year. Well, my first year I made over $1 million. Now I'm making about $5.7 million last year.
Wow.
So I travel around. I work for myself now. I used to work with somebody.
Yeah.
His name is Mr. Dimitri Washington. But now I work for myself now. So, we're doing pretty good. Just traveling around the world. Yeah.
Just getting ideas for buildings and
yes,
stuff.
sir. Just doing our thing, man.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, yeah, definitely, man. Before we get started, I just need to know, actually it's kind of some hard questions and stuff, but I know your engineering can handle it. When was your birthday?
Yeah, July 6, 1989.
July 6th. Okay, cool. 1989. Alright, cool. I know, and I know, Timmy said you got a son, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. How old is he?
Yeah, he's 18.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's about to graduate.
Right.
Nice. What's next for him? Like, if he wants to go to school or he wants to what is he thinking?
Yeah, he's gonna go to school. He'll be going to school.
Okay.
For sure, he better.
I got you. So first, I just want to go ahead and play this little video first, just for saying thank you for your time and everything.
Okay.
Income Life is proud to deliver your valuable benefit package to you through the sponsorship of a friend, family member, or coworker. We offer insurance.
Alright, cool. And so pretty much, talking about the benefits that we're going to go ahead and give to you, that you've been sponsored to receive. So let me go ahead and show you what those benefits are. The first one is a child safety kit. Really, this is for younger kids. Timmy's pretty much independent, so we don't really rush like that when you're fine. The next one is you've been sponsored to receive an AD&D benefit. Well, this is pretty much like an accidental death and dismemberment. And so how it works is if you happen to lose a body part, like a hand, eye, toe, whatever the case is, then pretty much you'll get $1,000. If you lose both of them, 2 remaining parts of the body or not, you'll get all the money. Or in the case of something does happen to you, the money will go to your beneficiary. Right. So what they do is just fill out this left side right here, put your name, date, all that good stuff over there.
This is gonna cost me something?
No, it's a no-cost benefit.
Oh,
so again,
okay.
Timmy's already taking care of the cost of stuff for you.
Okay.
Very cool. Alright, and after that, we need 2 registry contacts right here in case something happens to you and the beneficiary. Just put in your name, you're putting your relationship to the person right here, and you're putting a contact number for them right there as well.
Okay, 2 beneficiaries or emergency
So there's like
contacts?
emergency contacts.
Okay. I'm gonna put mama. I'm gonna also put daughter. Baby.
Okay. I was here with daughter as well.
Yes, sir. She's 27.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Cool. Nice. So you empty nester now.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, how's that feel? Probably
Yes, sir.
good.
You're right.
Got you. So now the house is probably like a lot quieter and that stuff now, huh?
Mhm.
Got you. Do you like the quiet now, or do you kind of?
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes peace, quietness. At least that would make me have enough time to myself. Sometimes I just want to be by myself. I want to watch TV. I want to travel around the world.
Yeah.
You know, I got my girlfriend. She comes up now and then. You know,
Okay.
you know how we do,
Yeah,
bro.
I
You know.
feel
Right.
So like, what's on the bucket list for you traveling?
I travel around the world. Period. I just go everywhere, man. I watch a lot of natural wild, a lot of discovery, a lot of stuff. So I just want to travel to everywhere, man. I just want to see how people live. You know,
Yeah,
that's been something I've been longing to do since I was a kid. But I was waiting for me to get to that financial point in my life. You know, but I just want to travel around. I just want to see different people. I want to see how they live, because if you don't travel, you're really not gonna appreciate your life. That's pretty much what it is. So I just travel anywhere. Like, okay, I want to go to Colombia. Like, Colombia's like, I saw something about Colombia. Like, I want to go to Colombia, just go see how it is. You know, I love traveling pretty much just to see it, because the world is beautiful out there.
Yeah,
You know, so you need to travel around the world. You need to navigate to see what it is.
I got you.
You know.
Cool. Alright, so the next benefit, the last benefit you're sponsored to receive is actually the no cost AD&D benefit. Or this benefit here, the discount card. How it pretty much works, it just gives you 60% off of any prescription, hearing, any eye care, or even chiropractic care or whatnot.
Okay.
So all you have to do is pretty much whenever you're ready to receive it, this just gives you more in-depth information on how the program works. But essentially all you're doing is whenever you're ready to order it, just open this thing up and you can fill out this information here and either mail it in, or if you want, you can just go to this website here, fill out your information online, and they'll go and send you the discount card complimentary in the mail.
Okay.
So that's how that works. Also, there's something called the gold card as well, and along with 60% off of these benefits here, you also get dental. It also includes a dental plan and also vitamins and nutritional supplements, as well as access to a nurse hotline for 24 hours. And so all they do for that one, it is a cost, but it's just $25 for the whole year.
Oh, I see.
And so whenever you're ready to take advantage of that, here's the information for that as well.
Okay.
And
So this is still no cost, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
no cost.
Okay.
So yeah, and after that, pretty much, just like Timmy, he was able to extend the benefits to you. Right now, you actually have an opportunity to extend the benefits to your family and loved ones as well. And so it's actually a way for me getting credit as well. And so I just need you to sponsor 10 people, family and friends, you know, that could benefit from these benefits as well. And so most people, whenever they're ready to sponsor people, they just go through their phone and just, you know, look for 10 people.
Gotta sponsor 10 people for, man, I'm decide. Firstly, 2 things. I don't feel comfortable giving out people's information, and I definitely don't know up to 10 people to give out. So what I can do is I can keep this copy. Keep this. What's your name again, Jordan? Right.
My name is Jordan.
I'll keep this copy. I'll look for whatever names, or I'll call the people, whoever that I know that can, you know, that might take advantage of this, or at least hear you out. So then I'll get back with you. You work around this area, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll get back with you. Then I'll go from there. Okay. But I don't feel comfortable giving out people's number right now without giving them a heads up.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you. So what we'll do as far as that, because I know I don't be like being hassled as well and everything, but like right now you get an opportunity to extend, like a lot of people don't have coverage, and you give them like $2,000 worth of insurance, just like Timmy did for you and everything. Like even we were just like, if we didn't do too much after this, you already have $2 extra thousand worth of coverage that you didn't have, you know, with the child safety programs. But this right here, I know your kids are a little bit older, but I'm sure you know some fans with some young kids, right? Did you know that Fort Worth right now is actually number 3 in child disappearances? Really? Yeah, and so a lot of kids are being abducted.
Yeah,
all the time.
I mean, I get your point, but the deal is just, you know, I just don't want to give them your number and you call them and they start calling me back and they get upset that I didn't give them a heads up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. So what we're gonna do, Mr. J, is again, this is just the way I get credit, you know, always to show that that I did deliver the benefits to you. And what we'll do is we'll just put it down some people that you do feel comfortable with, and we'll just text them. We'll give them a heads up, letting them know that I'm going to reach out to them.
You're going to text them?
Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to just put the people down on paper right here, and then we'll just use your phone just to reach out to them, just to let them know that we're going to be in contact with them.
I'm going to call everybody in the list?
No, you don't have to call them. I'm just going to send you a text, and I just want you to send that text to your friends and stuff, so you don't have to worry about calling like 10 whatever 10 people after we leave and stuff here today.
Okay, alright, I can do that.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. This is how I get credit as well.
Yeah, you go all your 10 people.
Alright, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and send you a text that I want you to send to them real quick. Boom, you should have got it.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Cool. And so if you want, you can just shoot them a quick text, or if you want, I can go ahead and do it for you, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to do it later, man. I'm going to do it later.
Well, really, since we're doing it now, it only takes a minute. That's how I get credit, essentially, stuff. You know, like you said, you don't want the people calling you back, yo, you know, who's this guy calling me, whatever. And so since we're talking about it now and thinking about it now, we just go ahead and just do it now, just get out the way and stuff. Does that make sense? Cool.
Alright.
Alright, cool. Alright, thank you, Mr. J. Again, that helps me get credit and everything, so I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Cool. And so, now what we're going to get to is I'm going to show you a video that pretty much explains the needs for pretty much we're in the last part of the program, the supplemental benefits, and so I'm going to go ahead and show you a video that explains the needs for these benefits.
Okay.
At AIL, giving back.
Remember, you were supposed to play the intro and culture. Let's just skip that.
I got you.
Good job so far. Good job.
Due to the value, overwhelming need, and positive.
Just keep.
So how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. You know, just got back in town from California. You know,
Hey.
didn't want to come back to Dallas, but you know,
moving out there.
Yeah, my friend, Mr. Dimitri Washington, that I used to work with.
Yeah.
You know, it's a guy business that we run together, so he was blowing my phone like, hey man, you gotta get back, we gotta get back to business. I was like, you know what, man, this Negro wouldn't let me be, man. We come down here to Dallas and get back to work, but that Negro, he always good on my nerves, but I love him. He does the best for me, bro. Yeah, bro, he's good, it's good. What's good? I love Cali.
Awesome.
I'm definitely gonna go back to Cali.
Yeah. I need you guys sound awesome. Like, you're making $5.7 million in like a year. Like,
That's what we gotta do,
I'm
man.
about to hang on to your number and be
Right,
like, hey,
right,
Mr.
right,
J, what's
right,
up?
right,
Where are you going this year?
Right.
Yeah. Here's pretty much the video of the benefits and everything.
Since birth, you have spent each day preparing for the future. Each milestone, you're prepared.
You can just see. You don't have to. You can just escape or continue.
I got you. Alright, cool. Alright, so pretty much that explains pretty much the needs, the benefits, and right now we get into the most important part and popular part, which is the financial needs analysis. And pretty much this is just like this right here. It actually just shows it's the most important part with our members, but unfortunately you do have to qualify for it.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna ask you a couple of qualifying questions, and then we're going to go from there.
Okay.
And I know you said, should I go ahead and put your son on there too? So your son's 18? Okay. I got you. Alright, so do you have any cancer, any insulin in the past 2 years?
No.
Okay, I will just go through all these questions and stuff. We're just going to assume you said no for that stuff.
I still want you to ask me. I want to see how you ask.
Oh, okay. Alright. And so, yeah, are you currently using oxygen?
No, apparently not.
Well, you're not. How are you doing it? Alright, are you terminally ill by any
No,
chance?
God forbid, no.
Hey, praise the Lord, man. Do you have Alzheimer's?
No.
Sometimes?
No, absolutely not.
Hey, you doing better than me, man. Do you use tobacco? Have you used any tobacco in the last 12 months?
Never in my life.
Okay, praise the Lord, man. Alright. And, are you, like, on parole, or have you been convicted of, like, a
Never,
DUI?
God forbid.
Hey, that's what's up. Like you say, you're making $5.7 million on a monthly basis. I mean, every year. And how much would you say you're making, like, on a monthly basis?
Put me at 3,000. Let's just go with 3,000 right there.
Okay. I'm gonna go 100. All right. And I know you said you own your own business and stuff. Do you get any life insurance from your job?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So that's your own personal insurance, or
Yeah.
that's through your job?
With the company that I work with, so they gave me some life insurance with it too.
Okay. How much coverage do you have?
$1 million.
$1 million. Okay. Yeah, they gonna make sure. Okay. That's what's up. Do you have any coverage outside of work?
Yes, I do. I got another $2.5 million outside of work.
Okay. And is that like whole life, or is that like a term?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. You don't know if it's whole life or term?
No, I don't know.
Do you? I guess to be honest, I never really knew there was more. I didn't really know too much about insurance in general until I started working for insurance. But do you know the difference between whole life and term life?
No, I don't. Please tell me.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you. So whole life, pretty much like it says, like you're covered your whole life and stuff. You know, you pay one set price. You know, the earlier you get in, then not only the more cheaper it is, but the more coverage you're able to get as well.
Correct.
The longer you wait, the higher the premium, the higher you're paying per month. And then ultimately, if you wait too long, you might not even be covered, be able to get covered and stuff. So whole life covers you your whole life. With term it's temporary, you know. So you'll be able to get you'll get coverage, but it'll like run out, you know. So you might be covered until you're 40, 50, whatever the case is. But after that, it just stops, and then you're no longer covered. And so that's the difference between whole life and term. And yes, sir. And so based off of that, whenever you were talking to the insurance guy who gave you the coverage, do you remember him using those terms?
No, I don't remember, man. You just give me the coverage, and I mean that's it. But let's see what you got, sir.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
Okay. So you said you had 2 million, 3 million?
Yes, sir.
On you? 3 million. What it say? To be honest, if the rates are super high like that, if you have a lot of coverage like that, then it's probably might be term, to be honest and stuff. Usually term they'll give you a lot more coverage, but then it's temporary and stuff, you know. So let's put 3 million. For you and term. And this is a really nice establishment. It's really cool. Do you own it, or are you still renting it?
Yeah, I own it.
Okay.
Yeah, remember I told you I own it.
Oh, okay. And so, are you still paying it off, or is it already paid off?
It's not paid off yet. I still got about 300,000 on it. Wait. Well, when I got it, it's 300,000. So now I'm into it for 10 years. So I still got about 180,000 on it.
180,000. Okay, I got you. And do you know, like, if they're charging you interest for it or anything?
No, don't ask for the interest. Just ask for how many years left.
Oh, okay. How many years do you have left?
15 years.
15 years? Okay. And do you have any insurance to pay off your mortgage in case something happens to you? Okay. And all right, cool. And
Remember I told you, bro, when you ask them coverage to work, don't put nothing in it. Don't put nothing in it. Just ask them. Don't put nothing in it. Just put zero. Don't just ask them about it. Don't. How much insurance you have to work? $1 million. Okay, no problem. I'm just asking. You don't put. I already told you that. Don't put nothing in it.
okay.
It's gonna affect what the software is gonna recommend.
Gotcha.
So just put zero. Just put 0, 0, 0 in. Don't even talk too much about what they have for your job. How much you have for your job? You have insurance for your job? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, no problem. But you're just trying to ask them so that way, when you explain your life insurance, you already know how to explain it. It's like you're trying to know what you're trying to fight. You know, so just ask them what they have for the job. You don't have to put that down. It's gonna affect, because Mr. Eric lost the business because of that. So let's keep going.
Okay. So now this next part right here is the mandatory read-off letter, and it just pretty much explains the application process.
Okay.
And so I'll go ahead and paraphrase you, just so you know. I know you say you're a busy man and everything,
Right.
but essentially what it's saying is that as we're going through the benefits, if you kind of like find yourself like nodding your head saying these are some great benefits, you can kind of see how they're important, how you can take advantage of them. Basically, actually, you do take advantage of them today while I'm here.
Correct.
However, it's as I'm going through it, if you kind of, you're kind of saying to yourself, like, man, these are some good benefits and everything, but they don't really meet a need for me and my family right now, you may actually have to you don't take advantage of it. Either way, yes or no, we just actually the decisions made today. It's not offense to the people who get to be seen.
Okay.
But a lot of the benefits are pretty much no-brainers, so you know one way or another. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Alright. And so, pretty much this first video right here explains, it talks about final expense. And so, Mr. J, if something were to happen to you, like who would take care of your final expenses?
My family, my son, and my daughter.
Okay. Did they know that?
Yeah, absolutely, they do.
Okay, I got you. Alright, so really this video right here will just pretty much explain the needs and importance of just making sure that ultimately, I guess how this program could protect you and your family in case something were to happen to you, that your burden wouldn't be placed on your surviving family.
Okay.
The warmth of family is one of the most beautiful.
Okay. Cool. And so pretty much, as the video said, it stated that pretty much the average cost of a funeral nowadays is $15,000. However, due to inflation, the price is going up. So we actually recommend $30,000, as you can see here, with the coverage. And right now you don't have any coverage, so $30,000.
I do have a coverage.
Oh yeah,
I do have a.
Yeah.
Which you say that most likely going to be a term policy.
Yeah. And so so ultimately $30,000 is what is expected, how much money you're going to need in order to cover a funeral with going forward in the future and everything.
Okay.
And so I'm sure you can see why it's so important to have coverage, final expense coverage in case something were to happen to you, so that brings place in your surviving family, right?
Okay.
Cool. Why is it important?
Okay. It's just life insurance. I mean, what sets your company apart? I mean, where's your freedom of choice? Do you explain your freedom of choice to me?
Okay. So I actually skipped through the video when it comes to
I
shows.
mean, remember after the video, you're supposed to explain freedom of choice before talking about the money.
Yeah, I got you. So pretty much this right here, as the video was saying, this is what sets us apart from other companies. It's our freedom of choice. And so normally, what happens? I'm not sure if you have you had to bury any family loved ones or anything?
Yeah, I lost my grandma. I lost my uncle. I lost quite a few people.
Dang, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. To be honest, and so what happens usually with that process is, the family's going through a hard time, and so the people who work at the funeral home, they say that they'll take care of everything for you and stuff. They just want to see how much coverage you have, as far as like the life insurance. So when they see the coverage, what they typically do is like if you had like, let's just say $30,000 worth of coverage, they'll see how much coverage that person had on them, and then they'll tweak their prices so that the funeral costs about that amount and stuff.
Correct.
And so as you saw here with our program, what sets us apart is whenever they actually see pretty much how much coverage they have, or what we do instead is we use this right here. So pretty much whenever something happens to one of our loved ones, or God forbid something were to happen to you, your loved ones could take this here, and they could use this as more like a bargaining chip. And so this is the life insurance here, but pretty much they don't know how much money it is. So essentially it's like a blank check.
Who don't know? My beneficiary or the funeral home?
So your beneficiary will know how much money you have, but the funeral homes, they won't know how much money you have. And so whenever they try to like get the numbers, so they can kind of like tweak the numbers to match how much coverage you have, they won't have anything to work with. So it gives your beneficiaries, your son and your daughter, a chance to kind of bargain and make a reasonable price. And so ultimately they can pay the people what they need.
So how does that work? How am I going to write it? I don't understand. Like, they're just going to take this to the funeral home? Like, you're not giving me enough information on this.
I got you. So yeah, I'm still going. I'm not done yet. And so essentially what happens is pretty much you'll fill out the back of the information right here.
I'll fill it out?
Okay, so
who's going to fill it out? Me?
Pretty much the people who, your loved ones, they'll take this, they'll fill this out, and they're pretty much like, it's like a blank check, so they'll fill the information out.
What do they fill out there?
Okay, so they're gonna put the amount that the funeral home is asking for, and they're gonna
the amount the funeral home is asking for, or did negotiating with the funeral home.
Yeah, so after they negotiated and they came up with the price, they're gonna fill out the amount that they negotiated.
Okay.
And then from there, after they fill everything out, they're gonna give this to the funeral home. The funeral home's gonna call this number right here to get the money. And then everything that's
what
left.
number is that for? What number?
So they're gonna call this number to get the money from claims for us. It's our company number.
Okay, so I just want to hear the word because I know you're saying it, but I'm not hearing the keywords. Like that number is your. In other words, that number is your claims department number, right?
Yes.
Your company. Okay, perfect. All right. I was waiting for that word. I was like, call that number. And that number could be anybody's number. It could be any one of your numbers. So I'm just trying to hear this because I know a lot about insurance. So I'm just trying to get the keywords too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're not doing a good job, but I just want to get the keywords so I can know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So this is our claims department.
Okay.
So yeah, as we're going, if you have questions, you're on an open book, so you can just keep asking them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, cool. So this is our claims department, and after that, pretty much, they'll give the money to the funeral home director, and everything that's left, kind of like you saw in the video, will be passed on to your family and everything.
Okay. So how soon do y'all pay?
Do we pay? How would we pay? We pay in a couple of weeks. So
weeks? That long? Wow.
So yeah, like in the first 2 weeks is when our company pays out. Most companies, they take like months to pay out and everything, like 6 to 9 months. And so we do pay out actually immediately.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yes, sir.
So in other words, you're saying it's going to be paid out immediately to my funeral home to take care of funeral expense, while the rest will be sent to my beneficiary. How soon will my beneficiary get the rest of the money?
Okay, so it all happens immediately, sir. And so, yes, sir, as soon as they take this to the funeral home, they negotiate the price. Then they'll go ahead and give the funeral people what they need, and then the family get everything else.
Right. Good. The reason I'm asking all this question is, I already told you I already got a lot of coverage. So if I'm gonna do anything with y'all, I need something that really, really sets you guys apart, like something distinctive, something unique about your company. So that's why I'm asking this question. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So yeah. So really, with this, again, like I was saying, this is like a patented entity from our company, because no other company has this. And again, this gives your family a chance to ultimately, reason with the people, as opposed to being taken advantage of like so many people do.
Okay. In other words, this pretty much helps my beneficiary, not my family, not to be ripped up by the funeral home.
Yes.
Just decent funeral, which I do want, and the rest will be sent to my beneficiary immediately, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying something about, you told me something about emotion. You build the value on that freedom of choice. So I think you were saying something about whole life and term life. Can you explain this whole life? Is this term life?
No, this is a whole life, sir.
Okay. What's the difference? Like, this is what you do. Can you give me like a whole life, term life? What's the difference?
Okay. So yeah, I can do it. It's kind of like I was saying earlier when we were talking. That whole life is pretty much lasts your whole life.
Okay.
And term is temporary.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like what I said.
So this is
a whole life.
Okay. That means it covers me for the rest of my life, right? And absolutely, y'all pay out your company.
So we pay out
immediately. So you guys don't have like 2 years. I have to wait for 2 years, 4 years.
No.
None of that. And do y'all? I don't think, because I know whole life gains cash value. You never said anything about cash value.
Okay. So yeah, whole life does gain cash value.
You sure you know your job, sir? You sure you know how to do your job?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, man, you good. I mean, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Okay.
But yeah, so it seemed like you're already pretty knowledgeable about whole life. It's like you said, like cash value. And so builds cash value up. You have access to the cash value after a couple of years and everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, no problem. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the numbers are. So.
Okay, let's see. And so, let's see. I know you said. Okay. So I know you mentioned that pretty much also that you were paying off your rent and everything. You were paying off your house and everything. And so I was just wondering, pretty much right now what we're going to talk about is income protection. And so really, if something were to happen to you, then like would your son and daughter, would they have enough money to cover all the expenses and everything?
No.
Okay, so really this next video just pretty much shows you how you can get income protection. Just whenever something does unfortunately happen to you, that ultimately your family will be safe and stuff. You don't have to bear the financial burden of everything.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Alright, and so after that, pretty much we get into mortgage protection, which pretty much, I know you said you have like a $1 million homes, couple million, and so ultimately you said you didn't have any protection on it. And so I know you're really successful, you're doing an amazing job. Your kids, I know one's about to go to school, and your daughter, she said she's like 27 right now. And so do you think they'll be able to help finance? So if something were to happen to you, God forbid, would you want them to be able to have the homes themselves, or more so to get rid of it?
I mean, I definitely do want them to have a home for themselves. That would go a long way for them, so they don't have to worry about paying rent for a long time.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I definitely would want to leave a legacy like that for my kids as well.
Okay.
And so, do you think they'll be able to ultimately afford the home?
No, hell no.
Okay, so yeah, probably not. And so really this next video pretty much shows you how you can get protect your mortgage. So
Okay.
something that
Let me take a look. Where's the video?
Okay.
The video. I think the first video you played was the mortgage. So if you want to add income protection, you can always add everything here.
I got you.
Okay, income protection.
Okay.
Then when you add anything here, you have to click add.
Okay.
When you add anything here,
Mhm.
you have to see is it for primary and spouse, but I'm only primary, so you're just gonna click add.
Gotcha.
If you add anything down here, you have to click add.
Gotcha.
So now then you play the income, then you play the mortgage video. Okay.
Okay.
So say you play the mortgage video now.
All right. Cool. And so does that make sense? Why I'm sure you can see why it's so important to make sure that we protect our biggest asset, right?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Why is that important?
Yeah, I mean, because like I said earlier, if something that happens to me, I definitely want to make sure that my kids are protected to the like we say where I'm from, like to the optimum best.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want them ever to lack or worry about having a house, having to pay the rent, and all of that. So definitely do want them to have a roof over their head when I'm gone, definitely, because I wouldn't want them to go through what I did. So pretty much yes.
I got you. Cool. And so yes, sir. And so right now, pretty much, if there are no questions, then starting today, you're taking the first step of making sure that ultimately that that you have your house protected, your financial future set as well. And so really, there's two things. There's two plans that we have to show our clients. One has inflation protection built into it, and one and it also gives you the benefits you need. And the other one more so. It has a little bit less inflation built into it, but it definitely covers all your necessities and stuff.
Okay.
And so here are the two rates right here, and this is option A and option B.
What's option A? Option B, what does it have?
Okay, so option A pretty much gives you $30,000 worth of coverage for a final expense. And also it gives you some term life insurance as well, $180,000. For your income protection.
Okay. How does the income protection work?
Okay, so income protection pretty much works that if something were to happen and you were maybe to lose your job or something like that, it gives you you have access to the funds on a sooner basis.
No, don't give them wrong information. Income protection pays out their beneficiary if they die, whatever they make. I told you I make $3,500, right? So if I die, my beneficiary is going to get $3,500 every month for however long you set it. So if you set it for 5 years, that means my beneficiary is going to get what I make, $3,000 every month for 5 years. 3,000 times 5 years is $180,000. Okay? Don't give him the wrong information. So income protection will pay. Don't even call the income protection a term. Just say term income protection. Just say income protection. That means he's going to pay at the time whenever he dies. His beneficiary will get his income every month for 5 years. Now, if you set it to 3 years, every month for 3 years, you get what I'm saying? So when you do 3,000 times 12 months, 12 times 5 is what? 60. So 3,000 times 60 is 180,000.
Gotcha.
So in 5 years is 60 months. So in 5 years, 60 months, they're gonna get. His beneficiary is gonna get $3,000 every month. Not pay me if I lose my job. That's a major difference.
Yeah,
Please, okay?
I got you.
All right.
So yes, sir. And so does that make sense?
Yes, sir. You haven't given a number. You said 30,000 income protection, and what else?
So so it gives you $180,000 worth of income protection, and then it also has an AD&D benefit as well in case something were to happen to you. Accidental. It's like an accidental death or dismemberment.
AD&D. Where's the AD&D?
Okay, so it's right here, sir.
I don't see any AD&D. I only see mortgage protection. This is what you call. What's on top, bro? What's on top is what you call for me.
Okay.
What's on top? Income protection, mortgage protection. We know it's a term. But mortgage protection is what you call. AD&D, they're not going to do what you're saying AD&D.
Okay.
See? Finance expense, life insurance at the top. Income protection, mortgage protection. Now the mortgage comes in term life and it comes in whole life and accidental. But this T means it's a term.
Gotcha.
So you know what I'm saying? You have to be specific about what you say. So now give me the numbers again. So for 30,000,
so you have $30,000 worth of final expense. You have as far as income protection, you have $180,000 worth of income protection,
Okay.
which will give your family, like your kids. I know you said they probably want to be able to afford the bill for your house. It'll give them a chance to like pay it off over 5 years.
Okay.
And it also has mortgage protection as well.
What is that? How does that mortgage protection work?
So pretty much it just it helps like something were to happen to you, God forbid, it'll help your family cover the expenses.
Something happens to me, like I lose my job.
Well, no, like it's something like if you weren't like something like fatal happened to you or whatnot, then it'll ultimately help your family be able to
Fatal sometimes could not be dead. So that means if I'm like completely in a hospital, bedridden, or
fatal is dead.
it's dead. Oh, really? I don't understand English. I'm sorry.
You good?
So
You
it's
good?
dead. Okay.
And so yeah,
Alright.
so it's like it's something you can't recover from essentially.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
But yeah, with the mortgage protection, if something God forbid were to happen to you, then it'll give your kids a chance to pay off the house. It'll help them
Okay.
pay off the house,
Okay.
and then from there, like you said, you want to stay keeping the family.
Okay.
Give them a chance to keep it within the family.
Okay.
Cool. And so that's the option A. That's what the analysis recommends. This more so has inflation protection built into it. This one has less inflation protection
What's
built into it.
inflation protection? What does that mean?
Okay, so like the video said earlier, the how because ultimately like we're in inflation. I'm sure you can see how gas prices are going up over time. The food, you're spending the same amount of money, but you're getting less and less food, and so we're in an inflation right now. And so the prices of things, our goods are going up. And so just like the prices of goods are going up, unfortunately the prices of funerals are going up as well. And so right now, like the video said, it's about $15,000, and as you can see, within the next 10-20 years, it's going to be it's going to be double that amount.
Okay.
And so, plan option A, pretty much it takes that into consideration. And so that's why you get more coverage.
Okay.
Option B that gives you it still gives you.
So what's the
what you
option
need.
B? So this is the premium for the option A, right?
Yeah, option
So
A
what's
is
the
great.
premium for the option B?
Option B right here will be
Click
$128.
no. You click non-inflation. You click non-inflation, bro.
Okay.
Non-inflation is what you click. Click
Okay.
it, let them see it.
Mhm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So what's the non-inflation? What does that have?
So pretty much it has, with this one you get $15,000 worth
Okay.
of coverage
Okay.
for your whole life. And also it gives you the $180,000 worth of income protection, and it gives you $180,000 worth of protection on your mortgage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I think the 125. Yeah, like that's way too much, man. I can't do that, brother. Nah, I can't do that. Like I said, I paid for way double, triple that amount. But nah, I can't do that. That's too much.
I got you. So both options were a little too high for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks for being honest with me. To be honest, we want to necessarily, ultimately the financial needs analysis, it shows you what the gaps are, but again, ultimately we want to keep it comfortable for you.
Correct.
And so what we could do is, okay. So what we're able to do, sir, sticking with the inflation plan, we still have $30,000 worth of coverage for you for your final expenses. And what I simply did, I know you said you as far as income protection, now you said you already have some income protection. So what I simply did is just simply lower the amount that we will give you, sir. And then also with the mortgage protection, we kept it on $180,000, so your family will still be able to pay off your whole house, man.
Okay.
And so what we're able to do with just that, and just lowering that amount, so we're able to get it for you for $86.97 a month.
Gotcha.
I'm sure you're more comfortable with that amount, right?
Okay. I'm very comfortable with that. We can go with that. All
Okay,
right. Boom.
cool.
So I'm not gonna take much of your time. I'm gonna send this video to Chair Tiffany, and I'm also gonna send this video to you, so
Okay.
that way you can take a look. So good job. So now this is the correction on this. You did a good job, like I said. So on the freedom of choice, you see, I was asking you I was giving you a hard time as a client that I know a lot of
Yeah,
on
that's
insurance, but I'm telling you what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
pretty
I got
much.
you.
So you talked about the emotion. Have they ever lost somebody due to their blase? You build the emotion on this, but you were still not explaining that freedom of choice. Like, it's still not clear. You just say they're gonna take you to the funeral home, and this shows a policy. Like, okay, this is gonna take you to the funeral home. How does this work? Let them know, like, okay, for example, say you have 15,000. Make an example. Make it very, very logical for them. You know, if you make the information vague, they're not gonna buy it. So say you have 15,000, for example. Your beneficiary is not gonna tell them you have 15,000, because if they do, guess how much they'll say it cost? 15. You see, tie down question. So 15,000. So instead, your beneficiary will walk in, negotiate the best deal to say 10,000. You write that amount right here in the back, sign at the bottom. They give it to the funeral home director. He calls this number. That is our claims department number. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to, because the video said a lot about this, so you have to back the video up. You know, so you can't just say, okay, so this is how it works. You gotta give it, because these people have a lot of insurance. I said I have a lot of insurance. I know about a lot of insurance. So you gotta, this is what sets us apart. This right here. So you gotta do a good job in explaining this, because this is what makes us unique. This is actually what helps us out. If not for this freedom of choice, I don't even know what American income would have been. Like, American income would still make money, but I'm sure they're not gonna make this much money. Why? Because this gives the beneficiary the power to walk in. You also gotta believe that this works too. So if you believe how this works too, you can explain it better. You know, so the beneficiary, for make up a number. So say you have 30,000. The beneficiary is going to walk in. They're not going to say 30,000, because if they do, guess how much the funeral home will say it costs. So say they're going and negotiate 15,000. Your beneficiary writes in here, write a sign at the bottom, give it to them, because this is like a blank check. Give it to them. They call this number. That's our claims department number. We pay out immediately. Immediate payout to the funeral home, and the rest of the money will be sent to your beneficiary. I say in there in the bank account or check immediately to take care of all the vital expenses, because if you die, sir, the bills don't. So this pays out immediately. And lastly, this is a whole life and term life. Explain the difference between a whole life and term life. This is yours for the rest of your life. It gains cash value after 2 years, but you really don't have to explain a lot about cash value. But you have to really work on explaining this freedom of choice. Yes, you're working on emotion. Remember, emotion, like I explained to you, emotion, freedom of choice, building value on the freedom of choice, and difference between whole life and term life. That is about 5 minutes for my final experts. Emotion, freedom of choice, building value, and freedom of choice. Because if you freedom of choice, this is why they buy it. Because it pays out immediately and knowing that they're not going to be ripped off. You feel me? Alright, so now coming to this, when you're explaining that your read-off letter was really, really good, but when you're explaining this, right here, you still need to know more about that product, because you don't want to give them wrong information. Before that too, you need to take your exam, bro. You need to take that exam, because you can't set A701. You see, this is how where you had more coverage. You want to add anything, say your husband or wife, you had anything here, use primary spouse, then you're going to click add. You see, that's how you add something here. But you don't have, you need to do that exam so you can set A701 at cancer. That builds a lot of value. Now, okay, because a lot of people have life insurance, but they don't have cancer policy. They don't have A71, get hurt, get paid. So that alone helps, like, okay, that is something that helps. Like, that's why Jay and Tiffany always say, like, always add A71 cancer to your policies, because it helps them to keep the policy. It helps them keep it, because they can always get life insurance anywhere. So you need to do that. That's going to help you out. So now coming back to this, you still got to work on being very, very assertive when you're explaining. So when you're explaining it to me, when you're explaining 30, don't show me the pay. Don't show me the money yet. Don't show me the money until you explain it. So what I say is, you being a new agent, have a sheet of paper, write the 2-job close sheet. Have a paper and write down the benefits. So right now it's recommending 30,000. The laptop is still facing you. It's recommending 30,000 for your level. 30,000, and also income protection. 30,000. Write it down. So right now for 30,000 life insurance, and for this income protection, and for this blase, it's $140 a month. That should be something you can handle. Then you can face paper to them. Explain the benefit before showing them the money, bro. If you don't, guess what they're gonna do? Because when you show me, before explaining the whole thing, I was looking at 145. That alone threw me off. Because I'm not gonna look at the I'm not looking at the benefits anymore because you didn't explain the benefit. You were talking about the money. You know, so explain the benefit. Write it down. 140,000, 150,000, blah blah blah. So for this, for that, it's $140 a month, $100, $20 a month. That should be something you can handle. Now, when you face the laptop to them, then you still break it down, let them see it, vision. So, like I was saying, so 30,000, like it is on the paper, 30,000 for you for your funeral expense. Right here for your income protection, blah blah blah. Right here for this. So right now for this, for that, for this, it's $140. That should be comfortable for you. That is it, bro. That is how you seal it. You explain it to them. You broke it down to them before showing them on the laptop. You're not talking about the money. If you talk about the premium before the coverage, you lost. So you talk about the coverage. Put yourself in the client's shoe. You come into my house. I don't even know, even if I need it, but I'm gonna be looking at my premium. The end of it is the premium, but you still gotta look at the benefits. So you gotta explain. So right now, don't show them the laptop while you explain the benefits. So 30,000 for you. Right now it's this. Maybe you need to have like a diary or something, or use a 2-job paper I can give you. This. So right now for 30,000 for your life insurance, for income protection for this, it's $30 a month. And you say, I'm sure that is something you can handle, like you said. I'm sure that's something you can handle. Like, You see? Now, when you tell them that, two things are going to stick. The coverage and the premium. Now they're going to weigh together. Like, okay, is it worth it? Now you're going to start explaining it. So now for 30,000 life insurance for you, sir. Also the income protection. You know, that's about that. What this GIO means is guaranteed insurability option. If the client asks you, for you to know, it means they can always add $25,000 in the future regardless of their health problems. So guaranteed, I think it just started popping up for older people. Usually it's for younger people. Guaranteed insurability option means you can always add more coverage up to $25,000 without us asking for any health questions at that point. So now for this or that is, boom, that should be something you can handle. Now you can say, okay, that is for option A, right? Now you can say, so for the option B, whenever you are adjusting, bro, always face your laptop to you. So now you say I'm facing my laptop to myself, so that's option B. Now for the non-inflation, you have to click that. So now for the non-inflation, which reduces blah blah blah, $68. That should be something you can handle too. You know, whenever you adjust the benefit, face it to you, make it seem like you're doing something like, okay, the main thing, Mr. Jordan, is we have to make it very, very comfortable for you, sir. You can always add more coverage. They gotta know, they gotta feel that you care about them. They gotta feel that you're looking out for them. They gotta see you more than just being a life insurance agent. They gotta see you as Jordan. They gotta see that you care about them. That is what helps me out. They see me that I care about them. They see that I'm straight to business, but I'm not gonna oversell them. I used to oversell clients when I started. I am not gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure that we keep it comfortable for you. That is how it goes, brother. So that's the work you need. You're good, but you still gotta sharpen up